Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, on your all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kwakadash, and double honor to the elder apostles and the elders of GMS. Peace, salutations, blessings to Akim, laboring is true. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, another little, quick news and prophecy, So Lord will be edifying through the spirit, through the Kwakadash. Alright, so here we is on RT News. And you see the headline said Germany warns of global famine. And you've been hearing a lot of this famine talk, And why is that? Because it's Bible prophecy. Alright, that's another sign of the times, another token, of the said perils to come right before the destruction. I don't know. You just have to knock on the door. I'm doing a video. All right, so lock yourself. We understand that there's gonna be signs in other times through the said tokens. All right, the destruction. All right, the famines to come. Plagues, pestilence. All right, but I'm going to read this article. It says, Germany warns of global famine. Millions could die. Shut the door. Go. All right, so I'm doing a video. Shut the door. Millions could die because of the pandemic and ongoing military action in Ukraine, Berlin's development minister believes. All right, so, of course they, blaming it on Russia, Ukraine, yada yada. Alright, but the elite, these devils, is about to come down with that great wrath, referring to Revelation 12, verse 12. Alright, so therefore the Lord has put in their hearts, was that Proverbs 21, verse 2, is it, if I'm not mistaken? The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Alright, so, Yahweh Shah put in these devils' hearts to, go the route they're going. They've been cutting off food supplies. You seeing it, throughout, all these food corporation, companies throughout America, Babylon the Great, have, been catching fire, plane wrecking to them, a whole bunch of, so-called questionable events, all in the same, around the same, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month period to begin, since 2022. All right, I'll read a little more. It's a precept. The world is about to face an acute food crisis due to skyrocketing food prices. All right, so hey, and this is what some of the elder apostles on down, like my brothers on the highway and byways, bringing out these prophecies, have been out here on these streets, prophesying, of these times that we are coming into. All right, the beginning of sorrows, Jacob's trouble. Let me see here. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, 30 verse 6. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness. Jeremiah had this vision. He's like, he's why do I see, all these men, pale and in pain, and hunched over, hand on their loins. All right, verse 6, at last for that day is great, because he's had a vision of Jacob's trouble, the beginning of sorrows. He said, at last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, so hey, when we get into these very trying times, tribulations, on everybody, our temptation, should come upon all the earth to try them that dwell thereon. All right, so we know eventually, these devils gonna come with that thing, the MOT to the B. All right, and they're gonna try to get everybody up on their new system, But all right, we know the scripture said these devils only gonna get so far. All right, he got bounds which he can't. He ain't gonna pass his. Would say when he's about to fill his belly. All right, then shall the Lord bring forth that wrath, them ICBM missiles. All right, roughly paraphrasing that. Let's see here. I think I was gonna get into Second Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15, verse 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right, the Lord bringing this forth. This is part of the script. All right, so again, it's gonna happen. It's happening in real time, but these people are, spiritually blinded. What it say, the God of this world blind the minds of them which believe not. So Esau, through his enchantments, his sorcery, and his other confusion that's pushed throughout this earth, has, the whole world, pretty much the whole earth, in gross darkness, except for those of that hopeful elect that, Yahweh Shai give us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the spirit to be able to, receive it. But it's verse 6 says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled. All right, so Esau, these devils have set time, set rulership, and ever since the time they come into power, to the time that they were shut up for that 1,000 years, to this time now, these devils being loose for that little season, like referred to in Revelation. we coming to the end of that little season, Yeah, Revelation chapter 20 verse 3. I ain't cast him into the bottomless pit, and who's this talking about? The wicked, Esau, Edom. The time that they were cast into, a bottomless pit going into Europe. All right, and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more. So, that was a time before the Renaissance, the so-called, dark ages, what do they call that? But basically before the time of the Renaissance, that's when these devils come back into their power. It say should not deceive the nation no more till 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. That was the fulfilling of the 1,000 years that started at Renaissance. So after that, he must be loose a little season. So again, everything is at the will of Yahweh Shai. Everything's playing out according to prophecy, here on earth. What's that? Daniel chapter man, I can't think. They talk about the kings on the earth, is in the hand of the Lord. All right, and right now the basis of men, this is their time, but it's the end of their time. That's why we're seeing, the said tokens, play out upon the earth. All right, let's say Ezra chapter 9. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of signs past, which I told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. I said, measure thou the time diligently. Okay, and how do we measure the time? Well, it's through these scriptures. Having the understanding, of these scriptures. Let me get another one. Second Ezra's. It's not that one. Let's see. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 20. And when the world, all right, this current world now, under the rulership of the wicked, it said, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, all right, then will I show these tokens. So again, we're talking about the tokens, the signs, signs of the times. It said the book shall be opened before the firmament. And hey, this token, this is, this prophecy is fulfilled. Alright, because you start with the elder apostles on down, like my brothers, going into these scriptures through the Spirit, bringing out the truth before the firmament, which is throughout this internet, this YouTube, the unicorn. Alright. And the seals have been broken, ever since the Spirit, the Lord had put the Spirit back into, the Israelites, starting with, the elder Abba Bivens, on down. All right, that little seed, the Lord put that Spirit, that seed, and you see how it's grown. All right, that one little seed, it grew to what it is now, and just like say, what's that? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1, if I'm mistaken. Then the righteous stood in great boldness before those that such as afflicted them, and get no respect, roughly paraphrase, respect for their doings, for their work, for their labor. You know what I mean? And that's these devils, and that's us, on the highway byways, on these videos, these lesson set downs, speaking boldly. All right, I'm gonna get that real quick after this. Let me finish this. St. Andrew chapter 6, verse 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then while I show these tokens, the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together those whom the Lord is gathering, by the way of the word. The sheep hear my sheep hear my voice. All right. Well, also in that parable, how Shah is talking about how he is the door. And the sheep don't listen to no other voice but his. All right. Let's see. Wisdom. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. What was it? Revelation chapter 11. Yeah, Revelation chapter 11. It's going into, once that spirit of life entered back into him, then, they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. All right? And that's where we're at with it. That's why this devil, old Trump labeled that something warp speed, Project Warp Speed or something. Hey, they trying to get they things, their set agenda, accomplished. All right? And we know what that set agenda, is, and referring to Revelation, chapter 13, the 14, 15, 16, 17 verse on down. All right? These devils trying to come with that digital all that to show ownership, and you bowing down to the system, bowing down to the devil, bowing down to the beast, would be by way of giving in and taking that thing. All right, and we know what when you go into Revelation 13, 16, said buy to sell. We know that everything's going digital, and we know how these devils like their technology. All right, and we already know there's patents out, already patent on what they call the CRYPT currency. You know what I mean? Having to do with the BOD. Why? All right. Being inside. Okay. Just like the scripture say in their head or on their forehead. All right. What 2 Corinthians say? At least saints should get advanced. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 is it? These saints should get advantage of us, for we are on the end of his devices. Alright? And you know, just like the prop was I can't think how that scripture go. I think it's in Timothy. It might be in Timothy. More sure word. Take heed. More sure word. Saint Peter chapter 1 verse 19. So we have also a more sure word of prophecy. Whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, unto the day dawn, and the day star arise in your hearts. All right, so you do well, you take heed. All right, to the message of the men of the Lord. Some of the other apostles on down, like my brother. Throughout the earth. Throughout the four corners. Laboring this work. Whom are studying up in the truth. Through the Spirit. All right, we all been led to this word, and and hey, that's at the end of the day, that's the water help us from our side, giving us, showing that mercy by giving us, a chance to come into this, come into the light, But this is just a little quick lesson, quick lesson. Hey, prophecy playing out, all right. And if you being this true, and understand these scriptures, all right, to know what's in store for the very near future, then hey, you can see yourself blessed, all right, because you could be on the outside, on the complete outside, not knowing nothing, and when that time comes, you're gonna be on the outside looking in, and not gonna know what to do, all right. But with that, y'all, praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Ashai, Bashim Kwakadash, and about